What's up, guys? The mighty ZF500 here, bringing you something a little bit different. No, not doing a new LP, and I've already got enough of those going on as it is, with some other stuff lined up. Don't know why I do this to myself. And this isn't really a status update. This is, I wanted to do something different. My name is ZF500, yet I don't do any Let's Plays of Dynasty Warriors. And no, don't worry, I'm not doing a Let's Play of Dynasty Warriors at the moment. Simply because the games are kind of redundant. I love them to death. I mean, my name is ZF500, but, that name came about a long time ago, and it's pure laziness and mixed emotions that I didn't really change it when I started LPing. That's neither here nor there at the moment. But I'd like to bring you something I call ZF500's Encyclopedia, Dynasty Warriors Edition. So, what I'm going to be doing in the Dynasty Warriors Edition, not Dynasty Warriors, the Encyclopedia, ZF500's Encyclopedia, is basically going over, it's kind of like a retrospect of Dynasty Warriors, of all the games that I own, that have come out. I'm going to try to go over the major ones. There are some minor ones that I don't own. Some of the portable ones I used to have, I don't have anymore. I'm not really going to show those off. It's kind of hard to, but I will mention them briefly, and there's some in Japan that we didn't get, and a whole bunch of that, but we're just going to keep it simple and go over. I just really wanted to explain why I love this series, and just talk about some Dynasty Warriors. That's pretty much all I want to do. And then you guys can form your opinions. It's really cool if you look at the Dynasty Warriors games. A lot of people say, oh, it's the same game every reiteration. Down to the core, yes, it is. You still hit square and triangle a whole bunch. Maybe once in a while, circle, jump, whatever. But each game evolved. They added some stuff, took away stuff. And, even though people said it was repetitive, it still sold like crazy. It did really well, and that's why they kept making them, especially in Japan. It's really big. But nonetheless, let's get started. Let's start with a little backstory to what exactly Dynasty Warriors is. Dynasty Warriors, one of my personal favorite series. Dynasty Warriors is a hack-and-slash game based on the historical fiction novel Romance of the Three Kingdoms. It's quite the tale, I must say, filled with magic, mysticism, huge battles, diplomacy, and tons more. If you're a history buff, I highly recommend these books. But enough about Romance of the Three Kingdoms, let's talk about Dynasty Warriors. In this episode of ZF500's Encyclopedia, we're going to go over the first of the PS2 Dynasty Warriors games, Dynasty Warriors 2. Now, you may be wondering yourself, where's 1? Well, that was on the PlayStation 1, but it's not like its predecessors. It's a 3D fighting game much like Soul Calibur, except bad. Dynasty Warriors 2 was a PS2 launch title released back in 2000, and it's definitely shown its age. Now, the game boasts about 28 different warriors, though a lot of them are clone characters, and 9 different stages with the capabilities of running 100 warriors on the screen at one time. That was pretty amazing at the time. The gameplay in any Dynasty Warriors is pretty simple. Mash attack until the enemy's dead. Of course, there are combos you can do in special attacks. In Dynasty Warriors 2, their combos are pretty simple. You can only attack with square up to 4 times, and you can combo in triangle up to 3. So you can basically do square triangle, square square triangle, square square square, etc. Or just triangle. Now, each of these attacks has its own special property. While triangle will disarm any enemy, will basically break their guard. Square triangle will knock an enemy in the air. Your square square triangle will stun an enemy, and your final square 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 triangle will do your strongest attack. Usually it's a crowd clear or whatnot, knocks enemies back. It's pretty cool. Now you do have a block button and a bow and arrow, as well as a super orc Musou attack as well. Now, the more you hit enemies, the more your Musou gauge fills. When it fills up, you hit the circle button and your character releases a mighty attack that, is pretty much a crowd clear. It's your AoE attack in RPG terms. When your HP gets low, your Musou bar fills up slowly, which is nice during a pinch. You're pretty much invincible, although there are exceptions. Your character starts off pretty weak, and the only way to increase their stats is to kill officers and gate captains. They only drop attack and defense up, and usually it's only +1 or +2 in the early stages. Your HP will only go up if you find these life up items that are hidden in every stage. So there is a bit of a grind in this game, and since there are only 9 stages, it can get rather stale quick. There are some enemies, example Boo, who are just too strong for you to take on when you first start on. You literally cannot phase him with your attack unless your attack stat is high enough. You'll do damage, sure, but that won't stop him from damn near one-shotting you. Now, the goal in every stage is to beat the enemy leader, indicated by this giant flashing dot. though getting to the boss is not always straightforward. Sometimes you've got to complete certain objectives, usually kill Officer A to open Gate B. Though as you get stronger, you can pretty much just rush everything and beat the stages within minutes. Starting off, it's a good idea to stick with your allies, as you will get surrounded and beat down pretty bad. Your allies' strength is determined by the morale bar up top. The higher the morale, the better your allies perform. If your morale is low, your allies will die rather quick off screen, and that can be a pain, because then your general will get surrounded and killed within seconds. You may notice that I have some bodyguards following me around, and that's because they start off with 2. Every general starts off with 2 bodyguards. They start off really weak, they're just peon class. But after every stage you get points based on how you did. The more points you have, the higher your rank will go up, and the stronger your bodyguards get. That's really about all the points do. They also let you ride different horses, but that's not all that great. Really, that's all that Dynasty Warriors 2 has to offer. A pretty solid game for its time, and to some, the best Dynasty Warriors in the game for its simplistic style, as later in the series they become these giant item hunts. The only thing that really hurt this game at the time was the lack of multiplayer, but that didn't last long. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode of Zhang Fei's Encyclopedia Dynasty Warriors Edition. In the next episode, we're going to cover Dynasty Warriors 3 and Extreme Legends. So, this is the mighty ZF500 saying, hope you guys have a good one. Take care.